Namaste everyone. I hope you all are keeping well, both physically as well as mentally. I am Moumita and welcome back to MODCAST, where we bring you diverse conversations with stalwarts who have not just excelled in their fields but have inspired many along the way. Today we have with us a visionary in the management education, Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, the director of IIM Tiruchirappalli. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Singh has led prestigious institutions like MDI Gurgaon, IIM Indore, and have mentored new IIMs to success. He is a scholar in organizational behavior and human resource management, and author of many books that bridge timeless Indian wisdom with modern leadership, and a mentor who has trained over 25,000 professionals worldwide. He is a man of intellect, humility, and purpose. Dr. Singh joins us today to share insights on leadership, learning, and living a meaningful life. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh on board and start the MODCAST for today. Namaste sir, warm welcome to you. Welcome to MODCAST.
Thank you, Moumita ji, for this opportunity, and I hope that this interaction will be interesting.
Absolutely, sir. It's an absolutely honor for me because I look up to you like a father figure, and it's been always inspiring to learn new things from you. And today you have accepted my invitation to join on Moumita Official's Diverse Conversations along with Stalwart Triumphs, which is MODCAST. So today, as you know, as we have already discussed, that MODCAST is basically about a conversation where we discuss how was your journey from the beginning. So let us begin with your childhood, sir. Tell us something nobody knows.
Fine. So there is a theory in management also which says that you know what others do not know. That is called private self, and you want me to go and explore there also. So I'll tell you something. Yes. Well, my childhood has been a very happy childhood, and many times I wish can I relive that. And there is a yoga therapy also which says living back in your childhood. I do not do that, but yes, I'll say that my childhood was very, with God's grace, very meaningful. I started my studies formally, properly from class 5th, and then in class 5th, I just passed the examination with ordinary marks. And in class 6th, final result, when it was declared, I was declared as first, which was against anybody's expectation, against my expectation and against the expectation of my class friends. Nobody was counting my name because I had passed with ordinary marks in class 5th. But that getting first position in the class 6th, that was the first turning point. And then later on, up to my matriculation in my class, either I was first or second or third, something like that. But from class 8th onward, I could never become first in the class. And I'll tell you one thing of which I have not shared, that a student who became first in class 9th and also in 10th, then in class 10th, I found that 3 or 4 days before examination, we came to know that he has fallen sick. So 2 thoughts came in my mind. One is that, oh, my friend has fallen sick. And second thought came, which is a notorious thought, was that he has fallen sick, so it will impact his personal studies. And maybe that this is my chance to become first in the class. Then with that mirror, when I see myself, I find that you may pretend to be a gentleman in public life, but mind is notorious, and one has to observe this. This is a very typical thing I revealed about myself, because you said that you tell something which others do not know. But we are still very good friends, and very recently, once WhatsApp became prevalent among people, and then we class friends got connected after a gap of 35 years. Then I had told to my friends about this feeling. This I had shared with my friends, that once this negative feeling had come to my mind.
It takes a lot of courage, to accept your thoughts.
And the mind works like that. I could not help. Two thoughts came, I could not help. But better that second thought should not have come. But that is nature, that is sign of an evolved soul, which certainly I am not. So, but in school days, I will tell you, I always tell to my students also, even now, I'm a professor, that apart from your good interaction with your professors in the classroom or outside classroom, and very, very meaningful interaction with your peer group, which add to your educational values, one thing that is very important is self-study. And self-study has fed me a lot in my life. And not to boast about, but at least for 4 continuous years, I remember that I used to play for 2 hours on playground. Evening, I used to spend in playground. 2 hours outdoor sports was must, and about 9 to 10 hours self-study on average per day. Means you have to calculate weekly, because someday I used to miss. But if you calculate weekly, around 45 to 50 hours of self-study per week, this process for 4 years actually made my base stronger. So I'm great advocate of self-study. Good interaction with teachers and professors, good interaction with peer group, learning from your life's experience, and self-study, very important. And today I'm feeling very good at the age of 60. My health is proportionate to what a person of 60 should have. Means if you describe a person of 60 years with good health, I'm a person of good health. And even that contribution is there. What I used to spend, let us say, 2 hours per day in the playground, on the playground, playing cricket or football, whatever. So continuously for 7, 8 years, what I did during my schooling, it still has impact on my body. And still I play cricket with my students who are 23, 24 years of age. And at the age of 60, I can hold catch. I can score 4 or even 6. And I can also to some extent. So my childhood basically has been full of good experiences, good number of friends. And I always tell to students, even today in my colleges, wherever I go and interact with them, and in my own college, own institute, that during school days or even college days, you should develop group of friends in such a way that you should be utterly confused on the date of the completion of your education in a particular institution. You should be fully confused. Who is my best friend? That kind of friendship should be there. It should not be focused to limited 1 or 2. It should be 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. Your heart should be larger so that more number of friends can have abode in your heart. So that I always love to say that at the end of the program, dear students, you should be utterly confused who is your best friend. So these are some of the glimpses, hints about my childhood. Moumita.
Right. I am actually spellbound, and I see a lot of spiritual connections here, sir. And the last time we did one session with Youth and Community Empowerment Council of Wiki, where we got connected for the first time. That was, I remember, it was on spiritual wisdom. We discussed about the same topic, sir. I would like to know, even I am a great follower of Ma Saraswati. So how did you get inclined towards spirituality? And what, as you said that you do a lot of self-study, but how spiritually, like whom do you follow, and how do you follow the spiritual connection with the Almighty or whoever you believe in?
Fine, it is all Almighty's grace, but I always say that you should be very careful when you give gift to children. And because I got appropriate gift during my childhood, that was also one of the factors contributing to my inclination towards spiritual inquiry. At the age of 15, my grandfather gifted me 2 books. One was Bhagavad Gita and one Ramcharitmanas. I started reading Ramcharitmanas right from that age. I waited to read Bhagavad Gita because that was in Sanskrit, and almost 8 or 9 years I did not study about that. But beginning with Ramcharitmanas, then going to Bhagavad Gita, and by the age I was about 28, 29 years old, then I shifted towards Upanishads because a kind of linking pin effect started. Manas, that is Ramcharitmanas, took me to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita took me to Upanishads. Upanishads took me to other Vedas and Puranas and other scriptures, scriptures of Shankaracharya, scriptures of, say, Yog Vasistha or Ashtavakra Gita, then Niti books, books connected to Shruti and Smriti. Then I went to many, let us say, books connected to ethics, which basically are Shukra Niti or Chanakya Niti, or then there are Smritis, Manu Smriti or Yagyavalkya Smriti. So these all are Niti books which say what is right to be done, what is the right thing to be done, what is inauspicious, etc. So books became a kind of hook we were taking towards that. Then luckily I started my teaching career at a place, Ujjain, and my parents built later on a house in Baidyanath, Devghar. So my parents also started belonging to a place which is Jyotirling place, and I was for 5 years in Ujjain from the age of 28 to say 33 or so. And that was also a good turning point because I had a lot of interaction with many spiritual masters, with many sadhus, with many professors who were my colleagues, and they were champion of philosophy or ancient Indian history or Sanskrit. So these all combinedly created a kind of ignition. And then continuously I went into that. And then I started also floating elective courses. First I did at NITI Mumbai, which is now called IIM Mumbai. Right from the year 2001, I started teaching management courses based on Sanskrit scriptures. And still it is going on. And I have written books also in that area, books on Upanishad, books on management sutras from Sanskrit scriptures, or I have written certain personality factors I have extracted from various Sahasranam and Shatnam. So some interesting work I'm doing, and with God's grace, I'm enjoying that work also.
Wow, sir. I have three questions during this whole conversation when we started about this. The first thing is that which is your favorite book among all of this? Second thing, after having so much knowledge from these Niti Shastras and books like Sahasranama and Gita, how did you choose the path of management in education? And third thing is that how do you suggest that when kids are given this proper kind of books, what is the impact on their brains generally?
Right. So I'll talk about favorite book later on. But first of all, let me say that basically I have been a student of science up to +2, a good student of science, fairly a good student of science. Then my qualification, that is formal qualification, my formal qualification set includes subjects like economics, honors, English literature, and mathematics. And I have post-graduation in economics and management, which was called those days personal management in 80s, early 80s. Now it is called human resource management. So by qualification, neither I have formal background of philosophy, nor of Sanskrit, nor of theology, nor of Dharma Shastra. I'll tell you that whatever so-called career progress I have witnessed, or I have, let us say, got progression in my career, those all could have been achieved even without reading one line from our scriptures. So basically, I did not grow from that line. I grew from different line, economics, very mundane Shastra, or say management, very worldly knowledge base. But right from the age of 15, as I said you, a parallel wave was working. And that was call of the inner inclination, you may say, or a natural inclination. But I never repented that why I did not do BA honors in philosophy or MA in philosophy or MA in Sanskrit. Even if I would have done MA in Sanskrit, PhD in Sanskrit, PhD in philosophy, still I would have perhaps flourished. But I have no repentance because these all came to my life with God's grace, with certain support system and with certain gift, with certain books. And later on, I started purchasing books in the field of Indian knowledge system, scriptures and all. And just for information, in my personal library in my home, there are about 2,000 books exclusively connected to scriptures and religion and ethics and Dharma Shastra, Veda, Purana, Upanishad, and entire literature of Adi Shankaracharya, and great books of stories like Panchatantra and Hitopdesha and Kathasarit Sagar, and various books, as I said you, on this Bhagavad Gita. So many interpretations I have. I do not claim that I know Shastra. Let me tell you very frankly. No claim I know Shastra. But as a struggler, I have passed my eyes through original verses of Shastra, thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, and also reading either English or Hindi meaning of those original shloka. I do not like to read a Shastra which does not have original sutra or shloka. Original must be there in its original form, and then meaning and then interpretation. Then it is fine, but original must be there. So this is my background. And apart from, let us say, my favorite book which I read, very difficult to say. It is just like, say, someone has, say, 4 children, and to a mother you ask which is your favorite child, she will not be able to answer. Because the moment you go deeper into a book and you understand the center of gravity of that book, you start enjoying that. Whether that book talks about absolute truth, or that book talks about, let us say, social ethics, or that book talks about, let us say, certain personality skills or communication skills that you want to develop, or it talks about even mathematical modeling. Every subject is full of rasa. It is said in Upanishad, raso vaisah, means that Paramatma is full of rasa. Full of rasa means that is full of delightfulness. That's why we said that our inner core is Anandamaya Kosh. But any subject, be it law, be it mathematics, be it chemistry or physics, or be it any subject, when you go to a little deeper in that subject has a music. And that music, if you enjoy, every subject is so close to you. Similarly, when you go deeper into that book and you start reading what the author wrote and what he could not write, but indication is there. So when you start reading between the lines, you start getting the wavelength of the author, then you enjoy. One should not read the book only. One should try to read the author of the book also. One should not read the lines only. One should also read what is not written in the line, what is between the lines. One should not only read what is tangibly available to you, one should also read the wavelengths created around the book. That's why it is said that meaning of a word is not that much in the word. More meaning is around the word. And that's why in communication research also you will find that compared to the language that quality of language that you are using in communication, compared to that, more impact is created in your verbal communication through your paralanguage. Paralanguage contributes up to 35% in your verbal communication. And the quality of language contributes only up to 7%. Why it is so? Because meaning of word is lesser in the word and more around the word. So very difficult to say me what is my favorite book, but you will always find that there is a linking pin effect, because I got attracted towards various subjects apart from scriptures, because many subjects I was taught in school and college days formally, and scripture and religious books and spirituality I acquired out of my, let us say, some natural call. And then I then promised to myself I'll read various subjects, either 1,000 page or 2,000 page, the subjects which are important but I was not taught formally, like subjects like sociology or world history or astronomy or political science or geography, or let us say other. Because science I was taught formally, and economics I was taught formally, mathematics also, statistics also, so many things, and literature also, English and Hindi I was taught formally. So whichever I was not taught formally in my school and colleges, I thought I should not die before reading a few thousand pages on each of the subject to get some idea. It has not made me expert in that subject, but I can raise meaningful question to the knower of those subjects. That much confidence that self-study gave me.
Right. Sir, here, as we are discussing about all these subjects together, I don't want to miss this opportunity to ask a personal question, which always comes to my mind is that I'm a kind of person who wants to explore diverse sectors. For example, I like entrepreneurship, I like teaching, I want doing podcasts. I like to learn about our, spiritual wisdom. I like to read up books on Mahabharata. I always question about why, like, who was the main person responsible for the entire, war of Kurukshetra and everything. But when I ask this question to some people whom I have connected with, they tell me that no, you should focus on only one thing, then and make it your main goal in life, and then move ahead. However, my heart never, accepts this. I'm like, why? I am born as a individual, as a spirit, as a soul, and I want. And human brain is a phenomenal organ, so why can't I try to learn as much as possible and gain knowledge as much as possible? Why should I only stay confined to only one subject? Because that, for example, my main subject is tourism and hospitality, so I have my career around it and everything, but that is not the main me. That doesn't define me. That's what I feel. Now, sir, can you give me some guidance on this? Because we are discussing this, that you have also studied so many subjects, and there is so much to learn from each and everything. So, sir, my question is now, as we are diving deeper into all these kinds of knowledge, that we want to understand and learn more about different sectors and different subjects. So there are a lot of youth and people like me who want to explore almost everything we see. For example, entrepreneurship, leadership, education, tourism and travel management, hospitality, business administration, or maybe spiritual wisdom, things like that. Lot of things which we see around us, or maybe somebody is having a hobby, so I would like to explore singing or dancing or painting by getting inspired through others. So I am a kind of person who wants to explore a lot of things. And although I am confined to a few subjects, but I would still want, I stay always inclined toward gaining more knowledge. So, but I've also heard a lot of people tell me that you should only be concentrating on only one subject or one topic, and master that same thing, and do not go ahead with so many directions in so many directions and explore so many things, because in the end you will end up by not being anything. So my question to you would be, what would be your suggestion? Because you have had this entire journey and you have experienced this, lived this. So please enlighten me with your thoughts, sir.
Moumita ji, this is very important question. And if it is understood well, I think many youth will get right kind of path. And if it is misunderstood, even to some extent, that what to do with this phrase, jack of all trades and master of none, or jack of all trades, master of some. If it is misunderstood, I think then it will be disadvantageous and will be a great deterrent for any young mind. Let me tell you that life proceeds on and on and on. Sometime you are in your 20s, sometime in 30s, then you go move to 40s, then 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And every phase of life has its own beauty. A person of 70 also can be handsome and pretty. And a person of 20 and 30, naturally they are pretty, because that is the age of youth. But you can remain youth by heart any time in life. Let me come back to the question. You see, till you are in 20s, means till you are 29, don't diversify in many areas. I told you my example because it was all God's design. I never so much planned, but I started diversifying the various subjects when I had completed my formal PhD. And then for next 2-3 years again, I was confined to my topic only. But then later on, between the age of, let us say, 28, 29 to 34, 35, that time I decided my 20% of studies should not be in the area of my expertise and my area of research or my area of bread and butter. And later on, these 20% got connected with my main subjects. But then I had to create dots, unconnected dots, many dots. And later on, I found they're actually connected. So till you are in 20s, and if you're inclined towards certain subjects for studies, be focused on your subject, number one, on your chosen subjects. Only pick up one or two which can further nurture that subject for your well-being. Nurture your hobby, but hobby should not eat up your time. Hobby just for the sense of enjoyment. Hobby and extracurricular activities are different. Extracurricular activities means you have a certain level of achievement, but hobby is just hobby. If singing is my hobby and I do not know sur or tal, does not matter. I can keep humming. That is my hobby. You can't stop me that unless you sing in a given sur or tal, you cannot keep humming. I will hum. That is my hobby. So nurture your certain hobby. Take care of your well-being. Take care of your sharirik shaustav, that is physical strength, mental agility, spiritual inclination. Nurture some hobbies. Take care of your good health, mental, physical, spiritual, social. But focus on your subjects till you are in 20s. Explore various things when you are in early 30s. These are thumb rule. In somebody's life, one may start exploring other subject in the beginning of 40s. But I did in beginning of 30s, and I found it was not at all harmful, rather it was beneficial. But yes, in the 20s, when you are 20, 21, 22, 23 years of age, 24, 25, and you are trying to read so many things, you are trying to learn so many things, you are trying to nurture so many hobbies, then you will certainly get scattered. So this clarity I wanted to give you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was really, really insightful. And I will apply. I'll try my best to apply the same on my life. Sir, another question. Adding to
Yes.
this, there are a lot of people who look up to you. And I have read somewhere that you have actually guided more than 25,000 professionals. More than 25,000 professionals. And that is something which is not even some people's, like for example, of people of our ages, days of life also. Like if somebody is in their 20s or 30, they might have lived for it for maybe 12,000 or 15,000 maximum days. But you have overpowered that, and you have guided more than 25,000 professionals. So what is the best? You might have noticed under so many people that there are certain people whom you feel that no, this child is different. This girl or boy has something which differentiates them from the rest of the other 24,999 youth. So what can you share some story like that, like suddenly which clicks on your mind that yeah, this boy or girl was something different?
Well, let me clarify, Moumita ji, that these 25,000 count, which is also available somewhere in my resume, you might have got from there. These 25,000 are actually working professionals. This does not count the number of students I taught at my post-graduation level of MBAs. And I am teaching for last 36 years. And that count is not there. Even I didn't want to count how many professionals I have interacted with. But these 25,000 are working professionals with whom I interact.
Yes. I found it on Google, sir.
I will tell you both sides of the, let us say, both shades of the story. That among the students, what I found in some unique students, and among participants who are otherwise veterans, what I found special in some of them. Fine. So these 25,000 do not include MBA students. These are only working professionals. But let me talk about the students, that how one student, I'll say, was different. Or one means not one in count, few or many different from others. You see, in classroom we find, and I found that all students are listening to the lecture or participating in the discussion or in the discourse or the, let us say, business games that we play inside the classroom or case study or role play. all participate well. But certain persons, certain students, they participate with rapt attention. They listen with rapt attention. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, many types of listeners have been listed. And one listener is called Meen Shrota. In Sanskrit, Meen means fish. Meen in Hindi means machli. Meen does not mean mean-minded here. Okay. Meen is machli. And machli, fish. And you will find that fish blinks eyes perhaps after a long time. It does not blink eyes. It keeps watching you like this. Eyes open, continuously open. Some listeners are like this. When you speak, they are just gazing at you. They're drinking you. I like those listeners who drink the speakers when I'm in the role of a speaker. And when I'm in the role of listener, I try to drink that person. Because what person is saying, only that should not be listened to. Whole person should be listened to, including what he or she is uttering, drinking the person. So we have found many students like that, because in the last 36 years, my all students have been filtered students. They have been intelligent students. I have taught in MBA classes, and their admission is not just you walk into and you get admission. There is a filtered process for that. There is examination, written, then interview, many times group discussions also, or written analysis test. So these all. And among these also, there are certain strata, and some are very good learners. Some are mercenary. And some, they only think degree is a, let us say, passport towards getting some job. But many have been drinking your lines. So among the students, I like those. When I talk about those 25,000 participants with whom I interacted, let me tell you, Moumita ji, that I do not claim I have trained them. I'll only say that I got opportunities to interact with them and engage into mutual learning process. And I learned a lot. I may say very humbly that you imagine a profession through which people earn salary, and imagine a level in the hierarchy. I have interacted across all the people, across the hierarchy and across the profession. You imagine the profession, I have perhaps interacted. You imagine the hierarchy, perhaps I have interacted. And immense learning I have received from them. Be them, let us say, either bureaucrats or practicing managers or engineers or doctors or honorable judges or editors or other, let us say, from allied services or professors. Sometimes I have taught many professors, sometimes some professors have taught me. So like that. And in this process, I found it is a myth saying that once you start earning, you attain training program just as a custom. No, not like that. Most of the participants I have found in my life, and for last 36 years I've been teaching, for last 33 years I've been training, most of the participants, they come for value addition. They are demanding in nature. They want value addition. They want something to gain hour by hour when you interact. And I've also seen that participants saying to me, that's why, sir, it was a 5 days program, not 10 days program, because when 5 days are over, we think program has started, and you are saying program has ended after 5 days. I said that is not the beauty of the program. That is not the beauty of the faculty who taught you. More beauty is in the learner that you are saying that it is beginning of the program and not end of the program. That shows your inquisitiveness. Because in life, getting right answer is silver, but ability to ask right question at right time is gold. So if you could learn that what question to raise at right time, the right question, then right answer automatically start coming towards you. That is important. I have also seen participants that those with certain tears in the eyes on the day of valediction, that sir, 5 days we interacted with you all and now we have to go. I said that tears in your eyes basically are the source of illumination in your heart and mind. And please go, be in touch and serve your purpose with more skills and better values. I've also seen some participants, memorable participants, that one participant gave me a poem and said, "Sir, when I will go after tea after valediction, then you open it." Then when I opened, there was a poem written on me. It is not a megalomania I am sharing with you, but I'm just saying that when I read that poetry, then I found that participant had narrated that what was the change from day 1 to day 5, and how that change actually could take place with some little contribution from our side, from faculty side. And then I was all stuck that, you see, this is the feeling with which the participant has gone. One participant who was 15 years, 20 years elder to me, suddenly after 3 hours of session, touched my feet. And then I said, "Please don't touch my feet, otherwise I will have to touch your feet." Because I was guessing that he was 15, 20 years elder to me. Then he asked my age. At that time, I was 38 years of age. And when I shared and I asked his age, he said my age is 54. His age was 54, touching the feet of 34-year-old faculty. Then almost I bent. I did not touch the feet because he was my participant. But then I said, "What did you think about my age?" He said, "I thought you were 55, elder to me." I'm like, "Do I look like 55 at the age of 38? He said, "No, sir, the way you were speaking, the kind of sharing that you were doing, I thought your age must be 55. I said, "No, no, I'm not 55. That time I was 38. These are some memorable moments, just out of my, from straight from heart, I'm sharing. Not to say
Yes,
something that I could teach well, or I pay all my gratitude and regards to those who were on listening side, those who were on receiving side, because the final say of any communication depends on the receiver. The mother instructs child. It depends on the decision of the child whether instruction will reach to the child or not. A teacher instructs students. It all depends on the receiver. A speaker talks to audience. The audience decide whether audience has to get convinced or not. And that is the beauty of interaction. So, with all best wishes from persons like you, from people around me, from my family, and God's grace, lot of interaction opportunities I got, and immense learning actually I was receiving from all corners.
Sir, like to add with you, what you mentioned is that some person have wanted to touch your feet who was like 54 and you were 38. Now, sir, I have
No,
encountered a similar
he
situation.
mistook me as a person of 55. That's why. Anyway, please
Yes,
continue. Huh?
yes. So, but there is some, connected thing which I have encountered maybe a year ago, and it came from a person who is holding a similar position like you. Okay, and I do not want to mention his name, but he's also a reputed chancellor in a university. The same thing happened, right? So I wanted to touch his feet. He's like, "No, if you try to touch my feet." He's actually older to me. He's also kind of like your age only. But sir told me the same thing, that if you touch my feet, I am going to do the same. Sir, my question comes here, okay, that I have noticed this on all, most of the people who have accomplished something in life are always humble. They do not say that, okay, I am master and I am egoistic. They will always stay grounded and humble. However, in order, I am blessed that I have connected with you directly, but not many are that, blessed to be to directly connect with people like your stature or maybe that sir's stature. So people in between who are maybe their managers or maybe holding a just a next level position to them always come in between, and this is where the gap begins. Like, the maybe there is some student who wants to, who follows that particular sir or madam, and they want to do something, and they take inspiration from them, and they want to share that, "Sir, I want to become like you. Madam, I want to become like you, and I want to talk with you." But these people in between come, sir. But sometimes it is also required that you can't directly communicate with each and every individual, because you never know that what are their intentions. But there are pure souls also, sir, that want to follow you. So how do they get connected to you? For example, I am blessed. I say this all the time. I am so much honored that GD Bakshi uncle, you, there are a lot of other guests also. They have blessed me with their ashirwad that okay, beta, we would speak with you, but not many of them understand that okay, this boy or girl might not be that good in communication, but they might have so much in themselves that okay, they have so much of knowledge, or maybe they want to do something in their life and want to take guidance from people like you. So how do they get connected to you? How do these people get connected to you directly?
You see, direct connection with many already we have, but basically, you see, say for example, if someone wants to get connected with me, my ideas, my thoughts, etc., then even one glimpse or one, let us say, spark is sufficient. And I have never insisted anyone that my speech should be recorded and should be put on YouTube. Had I done that, almost 400 snippets of YouTube might have been there where I was a speaker. But still, I find that 40, 50, 60 episodic, let us say, snippets are there of YouTube. And you have to simply type my name, Professor Pawan Kumar Singh. And if you type IIM, becomes more filtered. Professor Pawan Kumar Singh are not, I think, many in IIM system. So Professor Pawan Kumar Singh, simply write IIM, or write IIM Indore, or write IIM Trichy, or sometimes you write MDI Gurgaon because I was director there also. Yes. And one find what exactly I want to say on a certain theme. And direct connection basically for day-to-day dialogue may not be possible also, because then I will not be able to maintain that much of interaction. But after knowing, say, my humble books which I have published, or the articles I have written, or the YouTube messages that are there, because some institutions, they recorded and put it. I never say that please record and put it. Once they know it, and after that, based on those things, if someone wants to get engaged in a dialogue, and then my email is public. Once someone is writing to me, that I try to understand this, that, and what you have to further say. Means when you are able to build the dialogue, then I am available. So with this humbleness, I can say that I'm available. Yes.
That is wonderful. That is so kind of you. And people like you are our guiding lights, sir, because we are in an age where there are a lot of things which can distract us, but there are a lot of few people who can guide us to the right direction. And we thank you for being you and being so humble and so grounded that you have accepted our invitation and join us. I have so many other questions, but we have a limited time, and I do not want to, waste your time also.
No, I'm investing time with you, not otherwise.
No, but still, sir, you stay busy. I know that each minute when somebody is, trying to gain knowledge, each minute is very important to that individual. That, okay, without talking much, and good people and kind-hearted people are always good listeners. That I've noticed. Good readers. And, they speak less and they try to, grasp more of knowledge. So that's why I'm saying that maybe I'm wasting your time, but I do not want to do that. I want to gain knowledge. So that will be my benefit, because here I am learning from you. Right? So I have a lot of other questions to ask, but I will keep that for our next session in case if you permit me next time.
So nice of you.
Now, before we conclude today's session, what would be your message to the people watching us today?
People of?
People who are watching this session today.
Well, I used to laugh at one suggestion which was given to us when I was 15, 18, 20, 25. I used to laugh at one particular suggestion when some seer or some great persons used to say that time is very precious, life is very precious, and life is short, so you should utilize the time. So one message I'll give, that when sun rises and day starts, many times it gives us a misperception That day is too long. It takes longer time between sunrise and sunset. It takes longer time for 1 week to get spent, or 1 month is a longer time, or 1 year is a longer time, and 1 decade is too longer time. We keep feeling like that. But let me tell you that my 20s, when I was in 20s just disappeared with a fast pace. Then I thought that in 20s, in that period of my age, I did my post-graduation, I did my PhD, I got married, and means before 30th year of my completion of age, I had a child also. So I thought this was happening decade, so it just went in a flash. But my 30s would stay with me because I have more comfortable, let us say, setup. There is no pressure of searching for a job. It is only excelling the job. Already married, already child is there. So it will be a comfortable journey, and I will have a good feel of 30s that it is staying with me for longer period. But I found my 30s that just passed by at a much faster pace than my 20s. And 40s passed by more faster pace than even 30s. And when I entered 50s, I thought everything is almost settled. Now it will be a comfortable, moderate pace of life would be there. But suddenly I found one day I was 50 years of age, and next day I found I'm 60 years in age. My message is that now I realize life is too short, because even if I live for full length of life bestowed by God, 2/3 is already gone. So one should keep calculating that the day you get birth is just like 6 a.m. of a particular day. And the day when you leave this physical body and depart, that is 6 p.m. of the same day. And then you calculate what is the time of your in that particular day. And when I calculate that if one day is going to my full length of life of, let us say, 90 years, then already it is 2 p.m. of my life. It means midday has already gone, afternoon substantial part already gone. And now from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., it is not a far journey. Now I'm moving towards sunset. But then I'm living with more energy because one who lives with idea that death is essential part of life, and death is not opposite to life. Death is only grand finale of life. It starts living life more lively as one gets more matured and older. So I say that live life king size. And as you grow in your age, if you reflect more energy, of course, proportionate to your age, it means your life is going in right direction. And if you only keep saying, once upon a time when I was young, once upon a time when I was studying, then, and once upon a time I was also handsome. If you say like that, it means life is not going in the right direction, because in the age of 60, there is a different level of handsomeness. Different criteria should be there. And if you're like that, you're handsome, you're pretty, and you're energetic. So this is my will be my message for people of all age, for lovely sisters and brothers of all ages, lovely boys and girls of all ages, that really life is too short, but life is a journey journey to be taken up with great enthusiasm, and life is full of energy. That is my saying.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your insights. I hope that everybody will have some knowledge, will get some knowledge, gain something from today's discussion. And I look forward to have another session with you in the coming future, whenever you have time, whenever I have time. Till then, Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moumita ji, and the best wishes to all, and my prayers for well-being of all those who are listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.